Hey y'all, this is Cherie with Sunshine and Pixie Dust, and today we're going to be doing a video making this beautiful poinsettia wreath. So let's get started. Move it out the way. Alright, so we're going to be making this poinsettia wreath using the poly burlap mesh. This is it's kind of got a glare on it. There you go. This is the poly burlap mesh. We're going to be using the red. This is a 10-inch roll, and I've cut, with burning the edges, I've done 48 10-inch squares. So 10 inch from top to bottom and is what the roll is, and then I've burned it every 10 inches. I do burn them outside so that the ventilation is not an issue for me, because they do put off a good bit of smell and odor from burning the plastic. And then we also are going to use a green. So this is the green, and ahead of time I've done the green leaves. This is for the leaves, and they're cut in 11 inches or burned. So that's what we're going to do today. It takes 6 of the greens and 48 reds for the style we are going to be doing. Today we're going to use pipe cleaners for attaching based on this petal, but there are some other petals we'll do videos on in the future to show different ways to use this material and make beautiful flower wreaths. So this one's the poinsettia. We will be using the Dollar Tree frame. If you've watched videos with me before, I use it a lot. I just am very partial to it. It works out great for me, so I use it a lot. And we're going to be using this Dollar Tree frame. There are many different videos you can see doing a petal wreath like this, where they're going to use smaller wreath frames. They can use smaller ones. And then you'll also see some done with the flat boards. And it's just a style of preference. This is the one I use because I have so much of it. It does provide a little bit of depth on the flower, because the fact that the wires have some height to them, just a little bit. So that's what we're going to do today. So to get started, we need to prep our frame. So we need a little bit more than what it has here, just so we can get petals all the way into the center of it. So the Dollar Tree frame comes with 6 bars around 4 wire circles. So we're going to take 2 pipe cleaners. We're going to just twist them together to make a longer pipe cleaner. That's all we're doing. And we're going to put them in the center. So we're going to attach it to that center ring. And I like to wrap it around my pipe, that ring. So we're going to attach it just by twisting it together. You're going to have way more than you need, but it wasn't enough without attaching to. So then I'm going to turn it around. Attach it to the other side. Again, I have more than I need. I have 2 choices. I can either use a wire cutter and cut it off, or I can just twist it to my frame. And I'm just going to twist it to the frame. All right, we're going to do this 2 more times. So you're going to take a pair again. I'm going to try to stay in this frame. As you saw from the wreath at the beginning of the video, the wreath is bigger than this camera. It is a very full wreath. It's beautiful on a door. It really pops out. I have customers who put it on on doors inside their homes, and some on their outsides. It's a beautiful wreath. Actually, the one I'm making today will go on my pair of doors. So I love it enough to put it on my own door. It's a great gift too you can make for someone. So I'm just twisting this one on. Turn it around and add it over here. We did do a class making this wreath. It was a great class, and then several people also bought the kit. So this is the video to go with their kit, but you can also put this together yourself and make your own. It's a very easy wreath to make. The most time-consuming part is getting the mesh prepared to work on it. So this is our 3rd set of pipe cleaners that I am going to attach again to the inside ring of the 4 rings on the 6 divider bars. So we're going to start on 3 of them, cross over, and attach the other 3. All we're doing is extending our frame, giving us more places to attach the mesh. Okay, so here's our start. There's our first 6 pipe cleaners put to use. Now what we're going to do is attach 2 more to make another ring, because we want to create another internal ring. So we're going to take our pipe cleaner. You're going to put it here just about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch over. Wrap it around. And then we're going to take this pipe cleaner, go over and under the next one. Just about halfway the distance between that end and that center. Then we're going to do it again. Over, then under. And then we're going to go over and just attach it to this one here. And then we're going to take another pipe cleaner, do the same thing to form a circle. Start off about 1/2 inch to 3/4. And I'm going to keep trying to push this in the angle. Sorry, y'all. It gets a little close to me, and then you can't see it. Okay, so over and under. Over and under. And it's okay if this does not look like a perfect circle, a perfect line. I mean, it's okay whatever shape you have here. The key is that we are making connecting points for more petals. We're making another ring. In the class, we kind of called, I forgot now what we call it, our snowflake, our star, because we kind of are making a star through the center. Okay, so there's your frame ready to go. So now we're going to take our pipe cleaner, we're going to go through, we're going to take one of our bars, our 6 bar sections. We're going to work with these 2 together. So the outer 2, we're going to go up through the second and come out on the outside. So can you see what I've done there? I've wrapped it around the outer, and I've come up on the second outside so that I have our pipe cleaners coming up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in our petals and our leaf from there. So we're going to start off with a leaf. And I'm going to be doing the same shape through all of these. It'll get harder to see as we keep going when there's so much on this camera. But we're going to do our best and you keep seeing it. So we're going to take point to point. Remember, this is an 11-inch cut, burned mesh on a 10-inch roll. I'm going to go corner to corner, and then I'm going to gather in the middle. You'll hear me call it gather or pinch. I'll say all kinds of things. Okay? Oh, let me back up and say, you want the curl to go up. So it's going to naturally have a little bit of a curl. You want the curl to go up. At this point, you're going corner to corner, gather it in the center, and then you're going to take it and turn it over, go into that pipe cleaner, and give it one twist. So now it's pointing down. Your curl is now down. So then we're going to take a red one. The 10 by 10, we're going corner to corner, scrunch it in the middle, flip it over, place it in here. On top of that one, do one twist. We don't untwist, we're just adding in twist. So next I'm going to take another red, corner to corner, pinch it together, flip it over, and there it goes inside of our pipe cleaner. Then I'm going to do another twist. I'm going to close it off by taking these 2 pipe cleaners and I'm going to attach them to my frame, just to get them out the way. Now I don't want to pull tight. I don't want to pull so tight that my petals come up. I just want to pull so that they get attached to the frame. Okay? So there's our first set. Okay? Next, we're going to move to the next one, right here. I'm going to take that pipe cleaner again, just like we did the first time. The outer 2 rings, I'm ready to go. I'm going to take my green mesh, go point to point, gather it in, flip it over, goes in between in this pipe cleaner, twist. I'm going to take 2 red petals, point to point, gather it and pinch it up, flip it over, place it in the pipe cleaner. One twist. Take another red, point to point, gather it up in the middle, flip it over, place it in. Give it a good twist. attach it to the frame. So when we put this wreath together, this is where things get a little different than others. Normally we go all the way around. That's not how we build this one. That is how we do others, but not this one. So this particular method, we're going to do a little bit what they call the backtrack method. And don't worry, we're going to pull all these out later and make them all shaped and pretty, and you won't have any holes later. So now you're going to take another pipe cleaner, and we now have two sitting here on the frames. So you've got these two sitting here, and now we want to go between them. So we're going to go to frames 2 and 3, wires 2 and 3 of the frame. We're going to take our pipe cleaner and come up between those. Give it a twist. And now I have a place to put my petals. So we're going to take, same thing we've been doing, take your square, point to point, pinch, flip, goes into that pipe cleaner. Do the same thing again. Petal goes point to point, pinch it or gather it, flip it over, put it in my pipe cleaner. Twist it together, attach it to the frame. So I am putting 2 petals in each pipe cleaner. On the outer rim, it's 2 leaves in a petal. Okay? And there we go. Now that one's in. So next up, I want to keep building up to do my backtrack. So now I'm going to come over here to this third one. I'm going to attach my pipe cleaner on the outer 2 rings. So I'm doing this wrap to it like this. So I've got 2 rings covered. I'm going to do, this is an outer one, so I'm going to do a leaf petal first. The green, I'm going corner to corner, pinch it together, then I flip it over, put it on top. Then I'm going to do the same with 2 petals. 2 of the red petals, point to point, pinch it together, flip it over, put it in the pipe cleaner, give it a twist. Same thing, petal corner to corner, pinch it together, flip it, there it goes. Give it a twist, attach it to the frame. Okay, now that I have these 2 poles done, these outer poles, now I want to do a middle in between them. So that's when I take my pipe cleaner. I'm going to wires rings 2 and 3. Pull it up around those 2. Give it a twist. Now I have a place to put my 2 petals. So I get me a red square. Corner to corner. Pinch it together. Flip it over. Put it in my pipe cleaner. Take it again. Corner to corner. Pinch it together. Flip it over. Put it in my pipe cleaner. Give it a twist. And I can still work on all these petals, and they're going to fill in all this void when we're done. And I'm going to attach it to my frame. You don't want to pull so tight that you pull these petals up towards the center. That's not what they want to do. You want them to look natural and laid out. And go look at a natural poinsettia. Everything's not perfect. So it's going to be a nice fill when we're done, and we're going to spread them out. All right. So now we've done 2 centers. We have a center here and a center here. So now it's time to take this pole, this pipe right here. This was one of our 6 that we started with, where we added the pipe cleaners. Now we want to attach there. Take our pipe cleaner, pull it up around that pole, that wire bracket and the extension that we made. Give ourselves a place to now put in 2 more petals. Petal again, same petal. We're going to be doing the same petal shape so often. So point to point, flip it, put it in. We do it again. Take another square, point to point, pinch it together, flip it, add it in. Then we take it, and even here we're going to attach this. But again, we don't want to pull tight. If I pull too tight, it stands up. So I'm just attaching it in, and I'm just tying it off to any of my pipe cleaners on my frame, because this is just an extension of my frame. Okay, so now we want to keep doing that backtrack method. So now we're going to come back over here to our next bracket over here. Take a pipe cleaner, go into those outer 2 rings. Now I have a place to attach. Because this is an outer one, I'm going to start with a leaf petal. So we do corner to corner, pinch it together, flip it over. Okay, now we do 2 petals. So we take our red, corner to corner, flip, place it in. Do it again, corner to corner, pinch it together, flip, place it in. From here, we're going to take it and attach it to our frame, like we've been doing. And now it's good to go. So then we're going to find, now that we've done these 2, now we have 2 here, now we need to do a center between them. Take our pipe cleaner, go between around 2 and 3, give it a twist, go in, corner to corner, pinch, flip, attach, give it a twist. Do it again, corner to corner, squeeze it together, twist and attach. Now that we've got it attached, they're in, twist it off and attach it to the frame. Okay, now we have 2 centers done again. So we're going to go to that one in between. So now that we've got 2 centers done, now we have a spot here. So it's time to add a pipe cleaner here. Give it a twist. And now it's time to add 2 petals. Corner to corner, gather or pinch, flip, goes inside this pipe cleaner, just like we did last time we had one like this. Give it a twist. Do it again. Square, we're going corner to corner, pinch it together, flip. There's our 2 in this pipe cleaner. So we're going to tie it off and attach it to our frame. All right, now that we have 2 on this section, so we've got 1 on one of these main bars that we created and 1 on this one, now we can go in between them. So remember, we added in what we call, I was calling it the star that we added to the center. So here's a place, we added this just so we could do this, so that we can add a pipe cleaner to this, and now we have a new place to put 2 petals. Go back, take our square, go corner to corner, pinch it together, flip, add it in. And we'll do it again. Take our square, corner to corner, pinch it in, flip it over. Now, you may look at yours right now and say, there's holes. You can see through it right here. Trust me and work through the process. As you keep adding them, we will later then be able to fill in all those holes by moving our petals around. So I'm just lightly attaching this just so it won't go anywhere, but I'm not pulling up so far that these stand straight up into it. And see, as I start to move these petals around, I can start to fill what's in there. And once we get 6 groups of these in here, it's going to be very full. Okay, so now let's see what to touch next. So we're doing the backtrack, so now it's time to come over here and start back here and backtrack in. So we're going to take our pipe cleaner, attach it to the outer 2, and it goes a little faster once you've been doing all these. All the petals are folded the same way. Flip it over, Always the outer one starts with a leaf. Got that in. Now we're going to add our 2 petals. Petal to petal, goes corner to corner, pinch it in, flip it over, add our petal. Then we'll do it again. Have our square, corner to corner, pinch it in, flip it over, put it in our pipe cleaner. Take our pipe cleaner, twist it around our frame. Okay, so now that we have done those, now we can get a center in because we have these 2 done. Now we can come here between them. Take our pipe cleaner, we're going between 2 and 3. Give it a twist. Now we have a place to put 2 more petals. Take our square, we go corner to corner, gather it and pinch it up, flip it over, add it in. Another square, going corner to corner, gather it up, flip it over, tie it in. Now this one's complete, so now we can attach it to our frame. Now that we have 2 middles done, that means we look back to what is our next thing between those 2 middles, and that is one of these center pipes against the extensions that we added. Take that pipe cleaner, add it to that one, give it a twist. Now we have a place to add some more petals. Take our square, corner to corner, pinch it together, flip it over, add it in. Take another square. Sometimes if you have a corner going in a little bit, see this one, I don't know if you can see it, it's just a little bit turned in, so I'm going to use that as my point to go in. Corner to corner, pinch it together, flip it over, add it in. One thing you might notice with this type of mesh, I find that it's, actually with most meshes, jewelry makes it even harder. It tends to grab at it and it will help it fray more, so that's why I don't have any jewelry on. Alright, so we're going to take this one, I'm just attaching it to the frame. I'm just going to keep working my way around. Now that I have these 2 done, it's time we're doing that backtrack, so now I'm into a center because I have both of those done. Getting my center here. What we're basically doing, well not basically, what we are doing is we have 4 sections that we are adding 6 sets of petals to. Flip it over, add a petal. And we've made the 6th section by adding in this set of pipe cleaners. Okay, take our mesh, square, pinch it in, flip it over, put it in our pipe cleaner. Okay, so now we're going to attach this one. And where you attach it is not important, it's just that it gets attached and it's not pulling it in unnecessarily, meaning it's not pulling it totally up. Okay, so now we've made it to the center. It's time to back up. Now we got to come back out. We're going to come back out to this one here. Sorry. So we're coming out to this one here. Our last outside one. So again, we're on rings 1 and 2 from the outside. Going to take our leaf, which is our green 11-inch cut, going corner to corner, pinching it together, flipping it over, adding a leaf. And then our leaf ones, we add 2 petals. So we take our red, corner to corner. I know you can barely see me working over the corner because the wreath is taking up so much room now. There we go. Square going corner to corner, squeezing it in. And attaching it. Okay, since we're now on this last one, we should have 2 empty middles around it. One to our left and one to our right. So we're going to go ahead and do these middles next. We don't have to do both middles first. We could stay just on this left like we've been doing, working that way. Have this one here. Now we're going to take our a petal, take our square, corner to corner, gather it, flip it, add it to the pipe cleaner. Do it again. Square is corner to corner, pinch and gather, flip it, add it to our pipe cleaner. Add it to the frame. From this point, we can work back to the pole. I'm calling it the pole, the 6 pipes that were part of the original frame that we extended. We can go back to that one here. Just working around pipe cleaner. That's from other things we've attached. There's lots of pipe cleaner here. Okay, so now we're just going to give it a twist so that we have a place to attach these petals. Getting us a square, making us a new petal, which is corner to corner. Pinch it together and flip. Add it. Do another one. Square is corner to corner. Pinch together, and then we flip it and we add it in. And we attach this tie to our frame. All right. Okay, so now working back, this one is our center over here. Between these two that we have one here. And then we're going to add our 2 petals there. I'm taking the square, holding in the points, pinching it together, and adding in a petal. Taking the square, corner to corner, gather in the middle and flip it in. Okay, attaching it to my frame. Okay, so let's go back. Where's our last one? Not done, so that we can back into everything, and that should be the center over here. Taking our pipe cleaner, going between 2 and 3, around 2 and 3, giving us a place to attach 2 more. Going corner to corner, gather it together, flip it, add it in. Again. Take our square, corner to corner, flip it in, gather it in, flip it, tie it in, attach it to our frame. Okay, since those 2 are done, between 2 middles is our hole that we later extended. So we take a pipe cleaner, add it in there. Sorry, I got out of the frame again. Accidentally untwisting another one. Okay, so tying this back, giving me a place to hold some more petals, taking my petal, my square, corner to corner, gather and flip, twist it in. I am moving kind of fast, I know. You can take this video, pause it, and rewatch it. And again, you see I'm doing the same step over and over again. Corner to corner, gather it in, flip it over. Also didn't want to take 1.5 hours to 2 hours for you to see me make a wreath, if you didn't have to. Okay, so I'm attaching this one gently to the frame. There we go. Okay, now that we've done that one and we have these 2, now we can do a center in between them. Got our pipe cleaner attached. Now we can put in 2 petals. We take a square, go corner to corner, gather it in and flip it and add it into my pipe cleaner. Take a square, go corner to corner, squeeze it in, gather it in, flip it over, and go into my pipe cleaner. All right. Take the pipe cleaner, attach it to our frame. Okay, it's attached. Now we go back. Let's see where we are. So we have this one here that we haven't yet. This is a center on the 6 poles that we extended. So we're going to add a pipe cleaner here. I got out of frame a little on you. So now we're going to add our 2 petals. Take our square, go corner to corner, gather it in, put it in the pipe cleaner, give it a twist. Take the square, point to point, gather it in, flip it over, put the pipe cleaner to twist, attach it to our frame. Okay. So now we have that one done. So when we back up, we now have a center here and a center here. These should be our last 2. And we're going to go back in the end and we're going to go flip it over and count and make sure if you're working with a kit, there were 48 spread squares. And so these should be your last 2 sets of squares. You should still have pipe cleaners left because we still have to work on the center. So we're taking our square, going corner to corner, gathering it together, flipping it over and pinching it. And yet we still have a little section in the middle, and that will be where our center will go. Take another square, go corner to corner, pinch it together, flip it over, tie it in. Okay, going to take this one, tie it off to the frame. It's tied. So we have one last one here from our star add-on, what I call our star, our center that we extended. So we're going to add a pipe cleaner to it. Take a square, go corner to corner, gather it together, flip it over, twist it in. Take a square, go corner to corner, gather it together, flip it over, and twist it in. Now this is our last twist. We attach this one to the frame. If you find if you counted your 48 and you're still off, don't worry. We're going to flip it over and we're going to count and see where we're missing it. You go back and add it. So I'm going to flip it over. Okay, so we started off looking at our frame, and we had 6 sections with bars. So we should have, on those there, 6 with leaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6. Then we put in the middle of each section between leaves, we put one on the second and third. So that's this one here. So I should be able to count 6 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. I keep getting off, y'all. Okay, so now we have 6 of that section. The next place we did them was on the top of the bar, the most inside part of the bar, on the extension that we added on. So we should have 6 from there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we put 6 sections on the add-on to the frame, that center ring that we added. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have all of ours on there, and if you don't have any of them and you're missing any, no big deal. Squeeze it back in there and get it done. Okay, I'm going to flip it back over. Now I'm going to look at my petals a little bit, and I'm just going to pull through, and I'm going to spread them out. And this is where, because we've put them in pairs of 2, this is where we're going to fill in all those gaps that we saw. We're just spreading out our leaves. There is no perfect. Go look at a poinsettia. They're very natural. their leaves just fall into place. So you're just trying to spread them out a little bit. Okay, you can continue to do this even after we get the center on. But I like to do a little bit of it, just giving it a little. Just a little love. And you're doing it all the way around. Your petals, your leaves. The leaves are a little bit longer. That helps them to show more so that you don't hide the green. If you hide the green, you can't see it. It's all good though. There we go. Just spreading out that red. All right, so this center, because of it being a poinsettia, we're going to use ornaments to fill the center. And I'm going to show you how we're going to work to make a center like this. And then trim it up and place it inside. Okay, you can keep working on moving your petals around. Right now I'm going to move them out of the way. If you have any fraying, you will. There could be a little bit. Just take some scissors and lightly trim. Do not pull because it will just make it worse. You can't completely stop fraying of deco mesh, of any mesh. It's just what it does. This mesh I'm using is a poly mesh, poly burlap. It is thicker than a deco mesh, and it is much more filling. It will not fill this much with a straight deco mesh. I have not done it yet with a fabric mesh. I bet that would be beautiful as well. But we'll give one of those a try in the future. Okay, so there's our flower. We're going to move this off to the side, and now we're going to work on our ornaments. So this is what we're going to be putting together to make a center. I use a little square grid here. This is just plastic canvas grid that you can get at the craft store. Hobby Lobby has big sheets, small sheets. You can work from any. I just had some little squares to go into the kits. Then I have some ornaments that I got. Mine came from Dollar Tree. You can get your ornaments wherever you'd like. And then I'm going to take a pipe cleaner, feed it through my ornament like this. And I'm going to feed it into this plastic mesh, plastic grid. I'm just going to feed it 2 of them side by side, pull it all the way down till it touches. I'm going to do this with 6 of them. And I want them to be pretty close to each other in this circle. You're not going to use all of this plastic, and we're going to trim it up so that you don't see it in the circle, in the wreath. I will say the glitter centers are fantastic as well. If you have a bunch of glitter balls, that's great too. I'm just going to fix this one so they're pretty close to being the same. Okay, and I'm going to fit this. They're not exactly, and that's okay because they're going to be hidden. My goal is to get them tightly together, but enough that I can do what I need to do. And sometimes you're going to do this and have to redo it, and that's all good. Half of wreath making is just accepting that everything is not perfect and it's okay. And then half of it is just working with how it falls out. Okay, that one has something on it. Okay, it came out. Okay, then I'm going to take a 5th one in this circle and close off the bottom part of this circle. And you can see mine are not perfectly together. There's no perfect rhyme or reason where I place them. This one is supposed to go on the outside. It was trying to go in the center. It's not the center. Okay, so I have 5 on the outside. Now my goal is to get the 6th one into the center. Pull it through. And I want him to be on the top of the center. There we go. Got to keep finding my center to make sure I'm pulling on the right ones. Sometimes if you pull too hard, the ornament will pop off its little piece. It's okay, just pop it back on. Okay, I'm just trying to find the center. Y'all lost out. They're being stubborn today, so sometimes you have to turn them around. Okay, I only have one going through. That's why it's being stubborn. Or there it is. Okay, these 2 are the center. Because I'm trying to pull them in close together. Because you want them tight enough to not totally wiggle around. Now, it's going to wiggle some, and we're fixing to work on that. So sometimes I have to keep bringing in the center just a little bit tighter. And I can see looking into it that I haven't pulled them both in all the way. Okay. So now I have a set of them. See how they're tight together? I'm going to take one more pipe cleaner. I'm going to take it around them. See how I'm going inside the mesh, but around the ornaments. And I'm going to pull them tight together. And this is going to give them less wiggle room. And I'm going to twist this pipe cleaner together. Sometimes when I do this, this is when I pop them off. And I just put them back on. And then I'm just going to wrap the extra around it till it kind of disappears. Like, till it's all wrapped around. Okay. The last step of this is to take your scissors. Here, all my scissors were. And you want to cut this plastic grid tight enough without cutting the pipe cleaner that's under it. And this is why I say you can use a grid, a bigger sheet. It comes in bigger sheets at Hobby Lobby. And just use what you need. These are not my good scissors. If you've been to my class, you know I have my great fabric scissors, but I wouldn't use those on this because they're my great fabric scissors. My family knows to leave my fabric scissors alone. But these, they would definitely take care of it. Okay, then you have this extra piece. You're going to throw this piece away. So if you were using a bigger sheet, you wouldn't have as much to throw. All right, so they've kind of wiggled around a little bit. I'm going to tighten up my pipe cleaner again around them. Sometimes they stretch out a little bit, and that's when I'm grabbing and pulling back through the bottom. But we're fixing to tie them in. If they're still wiggling a little bit, a little hot glue inside of them can help keep them together as well. All right, so then I'm going to take the center, bring back in my wreath. See, I have this spot right through here. I'm going to feed this group of pipe cleaners through to the center. And see that they're placed where I like them. Flip it over. And then I'm going to attach it to the frame with all these other pipe cleaners. I'm just going to twist it up in here. Now, if you'd like, you can cut you a circle of felt and you can cover the back of your wreath if you would like to do that. All right, so I've got that wrapped in there. It's holding on. It's not going anywhere. Flip it back over. I now have a center, and I can fluff out any more petals that I think need to be moved. Of course, if you've been to my class, you've watched my videos, you know I feel like a wreath is never fluffed until it's been fluffed on the door. So there's always a little touching up on the door. You will see different things about it when it gets there. But other than that, here we have it. And now we've made a beautiful, quite a large, because you can see here on my mat, it's stretching to 32 on this side and 4 on this side. So we're about a 28-inch wide wreath. That's pretty large. Very full and beautiful on the door. Well, thank you for watching today. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, comment in the post. Wherever you see it, you always can also email us, and we'll do our best to answer any questions you might have. I wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas. God bless you, and have a great day. Bye, y'all.